Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. I am Proby from Proby Sports. And just because I'm not the real Santa Claus does not mean I can't give you guys a present. So my present for you guys is the first segment of Proby Sports NBA Nation. Now, an NBA Nation update will come out every 2 weeks, every 2 Sundays on my YouTube channel, and it will be recapping the past 2 weeks in the NBA. Stay tuned. But today's NBA Nation is different because we are going to be recapping the past 2 months in the NBA. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, the Western Conference has always been the most dominant conference in the NBA, but it's not looking so this year. However, the top 2 teams in the NBA are still from the Western Conference. Let's go over the Western Conference standings. Starting atop at the Western Conference is the Golden State Warriors with 27 wins and only 4 losses. Now, the Golden State Warriors were predicted to do very good because of their star-studded core containing Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Right below the Golden State Warriors are the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the San Antonio Spurs have not missed the playoffs since 1998, and even though their star power forward Tim Duncan just retired, they are driven by Kawhi Leonard, a defensive small forward with the size of LeBron James but the agility of Kobe Bryant. Now we move on to the third seed in the Western Conference, the Los Angeles Clippers, with a 22-9 record. Now, the Los Angeles Clippers have been sharing the spotlight with the Los Angeles Lakers for the past many years. They have been the lower of the 2 teams, but now with Kobe Bryant retired, they now have the spotlight of Los Angeles. And they began the season living up to that spotlight, but now with injuries, they're starting to slow down. Now, the 4th place team is very surprising. The Houston Rockets have jumped into the 4th seed. Now, moving on, the 6th seeded team is the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Russell Westbrook without Kevin Durant. And the 8th seeded team is, yes, the Sacramento Kings. Now, the Sacramento Kings were 13th place recently, but surged up in the past week to the number 8 seed in the Western Conference. Now, let's move on to the Eastern Conference. At number 1, just like always, is the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. The Cavaliers seem to beat it every single year. Now, the 2nd place team is the Toronto Raptors. Now, the Toronto Raptors are led by DeMar DeRozan, a player who is scoring 28 points a game this year on 48% shooting. Now, DeMar DeRozan had an option to go play for the Los Angeles Lakers in the summer, an option which he really considered because he grew up in Los Angeles and always rooted for the Lakers. But DeMar DeRozan felt like he had to finish a job in Toronto, which is why he decided to stay there and is now playing very spectacular. Now, the 3rd place team in the Eastern Conference is the Boston Celtics. 4th place is the Charlotte Hornets, led by Kemba Walker from UConn. Yeah, that's right, Rishi Uncle. So, one big surprise in the NBA so far is the play of James Harden and the Houston Rockets. Now, the Houston Rockets were not in the playoffs last year, but due to a new head coach who wanted a faster-paced offense, James Harden has now gone from passing 3 assists per game to now 12 assists per game. He is finding his teammates beautifully. And now many critics have said that James Harden does not have any good teammates, but they are wrong. James Harden has a point guard named Eric Gordon, who is scoring 18 points a game, a power forward named Ryan Anderson, who is scoring 13 points a game, and a star center named Clint Capella, who's getting 8 rebounds per game. So, sadly, the Houston Rockets will not be playing on Christmas Day, but there are 10 other teams who are. Christmas Day this year, like always, will be on ESPN. Tune in. All games are either going to be on ESPN or ABC. Now, the first game of the morning is at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 12 p.m. Eastern time, and it will be between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Now, this is a game which was played 5 years ago and is going to be played again today. It's going to be played in New York City, Madison Square Garden, and as always, New York City fans are here to support the Knicks. In all the Christmas Day games which are played, no matter if it's in New York or not, New York City fans and Knicks Nation are always representing. And that is what's going to propel the New York Knicks to a victory on Christmas Day. Yes, there are 2 very evenly matched teams, but I think the home crowd will have the Knicks getting the better of the team. Now, the second game is perhaps the most anticipated game of the NBA season. A rematch of the past two NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors with the newly acquired Kevin Durant playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this was the Christmas Day game last year, but the only difference, this game is being played in Cleveland. Last year, it was in hot California. This year, it's in snowy Ohio. But this game, I predict the Cleveland Cavaliers to come out firing. Even though the Golden State Warriors have played spectacular this season, the Cleveland Cavaliers will want it more. And LeBron James is probably the most motivated basketball player we have. He is out to chase Michael Jordan to become the greatest player of all time. And to be frank, the reason Kevin Durant came to the Warriors was to stop LeBron James. And LeBron James knows that. LeBron James does not want to be stopped. I predict LeBron James will go off with a monster performance on Christmas Day, which will give the Cavaliers a close win over the Warriors. Now, the second game on ABC, third game of the evening, is between the San Antonio Spurs and the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Chicago Bulls were anticipated to do very well this year with the Dwayne Wade coming home. However, they have not been doing. They are 9th place in the Eastern Conference, which is right outside the playoff picture, and have only won 14 games in comparison to 15 losses. So now this is a very easy one to predict. The San Antonio Spurs will get the W over the Chicago Bulls. Dwayne Wade is a bit old and nursing some injuries. And I think Kawhi Leonard is eager to play on Christmas Day and show himself in front of the entire world. Now, the fourth game on Christmas Day, this is on ESPN, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, is between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder. This game is going to be played in Oklahoma City. However, I think the road team will win this game. Yes, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Why am I saying this? Well, because the Minnesota Timberwolves have four of the greatest young players in today's game. Karl Anthony Towns is a 20-year-old center who was drafted out of Kentucky. He is playing spectacular, along with Andrew Wiggins, Ricky Rubio, and Zach LaVine. Now, these four players will be playing on their very first Christmas Day game, and they are out to prove themselves. So I predict they're going to win a close game against the Thunder. And the final game, it's my Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Los Angeles Clippers. It's the Battle of Los Angeles for the second straight year. And this will be the Los Angeles Lakers' first Christmas Day game without Kobe Bryant since 1995. Back in 1995, Magic Johnson was on the Lakers. Wow, well, it's a long time ago. But even though they will be without Kobe Bryant, the Los Angeles Lakers is still the Los Angeles Lakers. And contradicting what I said earlier, LA will always be the town of the Lakers, which is why I think in a battle to prove themselves, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to come out firing. Their coach Luke Walton was a Lakers player, and he will be motivated to show why the Lakers are Los Angeles' best basketball team. I predict the Lakers players are going to come out and play hard, you know. The Clippers are veterans. Their star Blake Griffin just got injured and sidelined. And their best player, Chris Paul, now is 31 years old. So that's why I predict the Lakers to win a close game over the Clippers. So everyone, thank you for watching. Tune in to more Proby Sports segments coming up in the future. Again, New Year's Day segment will highlight the first Proby Sports player profile. It will be of Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. We will be profiling him again, New Year's Day. And remember to watch the next Proby Sports NBA Nation on January 8th, 2017. We will be previewing the NBA All-Star voting and predicting who will be selected as starters. So once again, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it so much. And once again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Proby Sports signing off.